So you want to open up a company and you probably don't want to get drowned in the paperwork, figuring out all of the puzzle pieces that need to be done. And you probably came across Firstbase.io, the all-in-one company operating system. This video is my experience opening a US-based entity as a foreigner, being abroad. Specifically, I'm going to cover 4 main pieces: how to get your company formation documents, how to open up a bank account, how to get your employer identification number, finally, how to get all of the little pieces that you need to figure out in order to go through this entire process much faster. Let's dive in. First things first, let's talk about company formation. You'll have 2 options: to open a limited liability company or to open up a C Corp. If you provide services like my agency, Represent, then you probably want to go with an LLC. It's a way easier structure and cheaper one to maintain. Or if you are a SaaS company, then you want to raise capital, you want to create an employee stock option pool, then you have to go with a C Corp. I do not know any startups that are LLCs. When I did my research, I realized I need to open an LLC, and it turns out it doesn't matter how you open it. You can apply directly with a given state and figure out all of the processes, or you can use companies like Firstbase, which got me to use the company, which got me to create this video. And here are the services that they provide for $399, which was super worth it. Okay, so they do company formation in 34 states. It's Delaware or Wyoming plus 32 other states that you can choose from. Wyoming has cool privacy laws. That's why many companies actually do formation there, whereas Delaware is the place with zero tax, and that's where they do C Corp. If you pick other companies that do company formation, such as Stripe Atlas, they only allow you to open up a company in Delaware. So Firstbase has flexibility on that front. Then Firstbase is going to do all of the filing fees, and they are going to go through the expedited process. You know how long it took me to open up an LLC and get the formation documents? 3 days. I kid you not. I applied on Tuesday morning, and then on Thursday evening, I had my company formed and a legal name created. That's insane. I did not expect that. Then, and this is really cool, they will help you open a business bank account without an EIN. Finally, Firstbase will apply for an employer identification number, which is crucial for you to do business and to open up bank accounts in the future. Here's how the process goes. You create an account, you click on Start a New Company, you pick between LLC and C Corp. Then you pick your state. I picked Wyoming. Type in the name of your new company. For me, it was Represent. Then entity ending with LLC or limited liability company, your company industry, and boom, you go to payment. You pay those $399 and off we go. By the way, this is just a teaser. Once you made the payment, you still need to fill out a bunch more information, such as what the distribution of ownership is. Then you'll need to provide some of your personal information, such as your residential address. And I believe, if I remember it correctly, you need to have a US-based address as well for the company to operate from, or to send the documents to legal notices. The good part is that Firstbase comes with a service called Mailroom, and you can create a virtual post box for $35 a month. And they already have all of your information, so you just need to input it once. You just swipe your card again, and boom, there you have it. It all would have been great, but turns out that in the United States, you need to sign a notarized document to appoint a delivery agent. That's what they call it. And here's the important thing. If you are a foreigner like myself, you have 2 forms of verifications you'll need to do. One is your passport. Great, everybody has a passport. But the other one, which is a lot more complicated if you are a nomad, for example, is the address. And there are a few, specifically 6 types of address verifications you can do. There's the US driver's license, for example. There's the current lease, a mortgage, home vehicle insurance, vehicle registration card, or voter card. Nomads, most of those things don't really work. So it took me another 3 days, I think 3 days, to get my lease translated from a different language to English. I used the service Rush Translate. They translated a picture of Elise in order for me to essentially do the notarization properly so that my virtual mailbox starts working. This was a little bit of a hiccup on the way, which delayed my process by 3 days, but at the end, it was all fine. Another part, which you will probably not know until you go through the whole flow, you need to have a registered agent in a given state. So they give you this feature, of course, for an annual subscription of either $99 per year, $299, which I went for, or they have the $599 option called payroll. The reason I chose to go for the autopilot option and dish out extra $200 per year is because it comes with this self-serve tax tool for Form 5472. What is Form 5472? Well, that form is a requirement for foreign owners. If a company has 25% ownership belonging to a resident who is from anywhere outside the United States, you need to fill out that form. And I don't want to figure out how to get this done correctly. So I'm going to talk to their support, and that's what I'm paying extra $200 for. We can move on to the next step, and that's opening up a bank account, meaning that you can transact and do business without having left your apartment in 3 days as a foreigner, which is pretty insane. So the First Base has an exclusive partnership with this startup bank called Mercury, and Mercury lets you open up a bank account before you get your EIN. We'll talk about EIN in a second, but it does take 20 to 30 business days to get your EIN as a foreigner, so you can bypass that time. Here's how the process goes. Inside First Base, there is a tab. It's called Open Your Bank Account. You click on that tab and you're redirected to Mercury application form, where you need to describe what your business does. You need to know what you're doing and be able to talk about it. I personally try to leverage credibility of my name, of me as a person. I provided my personal website and I provided my LinkedIn, which helped me out with opening that bank account. I hit that big submit application button on Mercury this time, and fingers crossed. First Base claims to open up an account in around 10 minutes. That's not what happened to me. It took me 1 day and I received the following email. Hi Renat, we can only accept companies as customers if they're either operating in the United States or planning to operate in the United States. We understand that this is not the outcome you're hoping for. If you have any further questions, please email us at onboarding@mercury.com. And I was really frustrated by that. I was like, I need that bank account right now. So I replied to those guys and I was like, hey, what up? It's Renat. Then I talk about my credentials and my plans for the company. And then they reply a few hours later. Thank you for reaching out. We appreciate additional context. They asked me to send them a document proving my relationship with a future company that I will have under this new agency that I was forming using First Base. I sent that through and they said, hey, thanks for the information. We'll get your application back to the review status, which they did. I provided some additional information, and finally, a day later, I had my bank account. Yes. Never take no for an answer. I've been using Mercury for the last 10 days or so, and I gotta say, I love their platform, I love their app, and so far the bank does everything I needed to do. And after I deposited the first $1,000, guess what? They sent me a $100 onboarding deposit, which I did not expect. Turns out that it's the First Base deal, but it was a cool, pleasant surprise. So big thumbs up from me to Mercury and to First Base. Part number 4 is getting that employer identification number. Once you've gotten the certificate of formation, you can apply for the employer identification number, EIN, and First Base is going to give you 2 forms to fill out. It's extremely simple, took me about 10 minutes. The first form is called SS4, which is the application for the EIN, and the second form is 2-1, which is the tax information authorization. Overall, First Base was everything I was looking for. They walked me through each step of the process. They have great support, and I only paid $735 for this entire procedure. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, or don't, because frankly, I don't care. But remember, you need to get that website done so that you can apply for a bank account. And if you want to learn how to do that, I have a killer video how a pro marketer builds a killer website that's optimized for conversions, for sales. It looks pretty. Click on this video and watch it next, right here.